Nobody will join the stream. Hello, hello. Aw. Oh, I still have it. Look, I still have the chat box. Actually, question, does the chat box make you guys feel like self-conscious about chatting? Because I can get rid of it. I'm doing good, yeah. How are you? Not at all? Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like if I was on a stream or whatever and I chatted and it came up on stream, like I might get a little self-conscious about that. But I guess not. Hello, yes, it's me. I'm alive, still. Somehow we made it. Let me put this on. Let me put this on Twitch, or sorry, Twitter. We go chatting for a little bit. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the me. Yeah, just thought I'd get on. It's been a while since I streamed. You're rock climbing? Yeah, do your rock climbing, bro. Yeah, I guess it, depending on how things go, maybe I'll remember to upload on YouTube or not. I don't know. Is my fan going crazy? My bad. I need a... I'm using my crap mic again, so... Yeah, maybe it's because it's pointed directly at me. Have it pointed directly into my... I'll move it. Hello, hello. 5,000 minutes streamed. Oh my goodness. Big fan. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, just gonna do a little chatting. You know, every time I stream, I'm like... Especially on Twitch, I'm like, oh, I should play a video game or something, but... I'm just not gonna be trying that hard anymore. So, shorter streams. Maybe more streams. But yeah, just more chatting and less... Because nobody cares, you know. What happened with Lost Soundtrack? I mean, it should be on Bandcamp now, right? Yeah, it's on Bandcamp now. Actually, speaking of, just go to the Bandcamp because I uploaded a lot of stuff there recently. And I am going to put a mess up as well. I'm just... I don't know. You guys know I'm incredibly lazy. Oh, that's awesome. Biscub Tape 2. That's crazy. I actually recorded on tape too. I'm pretty proud of that. I didn't have to emulate it because it was just on the tape. And I played that like live from a synthesizer into the tape, and then I just figured out what it kind of all sounded like at the end. Ocarina of Time playthrough. That might be awesome, actually. I haven't played that game in a while. Hey, missed you too. Yeah, stay lurking. It's all good. Hi, Twill. Hi, everybody. If there's enough interest for an Ocarina of Time playthrough, I guess I'll do it. I have a lot of memories with that game, so that would be easy to like, and I know how to play through it, so. But yes, my songs heavy. It's check the Bandcamp. I uploaded a bunch of stuff there. I'm trying to just upload everything because announcement. All of the music that is publicly available, with the help of a friend named Sleep, so that's how I know them by. All of my music is now archived, which is really cool. It's all in one place, and I don't have to go digging anymore. I have no more excuses. Like, well, that's everything that isn't on the legendary hard drive. That if you know about the hard drive, you know, but it was the hard drive that I made music with first. So on my first computer, that's how I made all my music. And then I got a new computer or lost that computer or something. And I remember I saved the hard drive, but yeah, I don't know where it is. So whenever I find that hard drive, there will be more really old Alex music to listen to. Hello, hello. Let me read chat. I'm glad you like the new albums. Are they coming to Spotify? I don't think so. At least not, well, the stuff that's original, yeah, I don't think I have an excuse to not put that up there. So that'll be second plan after I get everything on Bandcamp, and then I'll distro it. Promise. But for like this album, this is like sampled vaporwave. So I don't really want to upload that just because of copyright stuff, and also, well, distro it because of copyright stuff, and also vaporwave is just a lot cooler when you don't distribute it. You learned arrangement for sound font on piano, but I'm not a pianist, so there are long pauses in between. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I was really happy with how that piano piece turned out. Thank you, Biscup. Thank you, thank you. Really dig the slush wave Mallsoft vibe. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Heavy. Yeah. Yeah, I was happy with all these tracks. I just like, for like 2 days, I was like, damn, I gotta make some vaporwave. I just did this. So these are all samples for this vaporwave album. These are all samples, and then I put some drums over top where I thought it fit, and I just all like processed it all the same, so it's going through a bunch of effects, and so it all kind of, you know, fits together. I don't think I did for this track, but for a couple of them I did. What synth VSTs do you use for super deep ambient stuff? I think it doesn't matter what VSTs you use for ambient stuff. What matters more is like what reverb you use, and if you want it to be deep, then you can sample a synth, right, and then stretch it out so it's like a lower pitch, and then add a bunch of reverb onto it. And that's kind of how that works. Reverb and delay. And then if you can process it with real stuff, that's even better, like a tape or a pedal effect or something. Have I sampled Lego Island yet? No. I don't think so. Because that game's music really sucks. It's like really not good. Hyperpop album one. I don't know. I don't think that's happening because I'm not the biggest fan of hyperpop. Any update on the vinyls? They're being pressed. The growing up vinyls are being pressed. So we're just waiting. Me and the label, we're all waiting. What's up, David? But yeah, we're just waiting. But second update. Before the vinyls, they're gonna restock the cassettes for growing up. So if you don't have a growing up cassette, then you can get the second run, or this might be like the fourth run for one of them. But yeah. Would you be able to release some chords or tabs for... Oh wow. Learned the first spin on piano. Really love the piano. So here's the thing. I don't write down chords, and I don't... like that song was an improv, so it wasn't even recorded as MIDI or something. It was just actually played and recorded. So no. I mean, I could, but I would just be doing the same thing that you're doing, which is playing it by ear and figuring it out. And that's a lot of time that I could just spend making more music. So yeah, I don't think I'll do that. I get that question a lot though. Like a lot of people want tabs and chords from me, but it's like I don't have them. I don't have chords for any of my songs actually. Huge question, will your big albums like On My Own or The Reaper become a CD? Maybe not a CD, but hopefully like maybe a vinyl eventually. I was looking into a Reaper vinyl run because I think that that's like my most complete album, but we'll see what happens. I do want them. Do not hoard the vinyls. Please don't... What is it called? Scalping? Don't scalp the vinyls. Yeah, more cassettes. Are you planning on making more music making streams? Would be sick to see some streams like that as a listener. Yeah. But here's the thing about making music for me. Is that when I'm making music, I'm kind of just like in my own space. And when I'm streaming, I'm really self-conscious about the fact that I'm streaming. So it's hard for me to like when I'm just by myself making music, I can make something that sounds like crap and not worry about it. But when I'm on stream, I'm like, oh, this has to be like, I don't know if I can't tell if it sounds good or not when I'm on stream. And I'm like looking for validation from the chat. So it's like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I would like to, but you know, the fact that I'm streaming kind of hinders my ability to make music. Because it's like direct feedback. Yeah, pressure. It's a lot of pressure. But I don't mind showing you guys how I make the music, but it's not like such a... It's like, the way I make music is different every time. Like, for the track mentioned earlier, I like played synth into a tape and slowed that down, and that became like tape 1, 2, and 3 off of MU2. And like I didn't plan to do that, it just, because I was messing around, it just happened. And that's kind of my process for all my music, is I just sit alone and kind of like see what happens, just mess around with sounds. Like making music is not a performance for me, you know. So it's hard for me to do it in that space. But whatever. I don't have to concern about. Well, it's not like I'm concerned about you guys like oh, they're going to hate it or something, but it's just like I don't know. Is that social anxiety? Is that what that is? Maybe that's what I have. I don't know. It's something like that though. 1997 cassette vinyl, that would be awesome and I'd love to do that. It's a lot of money to like do a vinyl run and then also a lot of work to ship out those vinyls. That's what's like the biggest thing that keeps me from doing it is like I really want a Reaper vinyl personally and I would love to like send them out and know that a bunch of people have Reaper vinyls. But at the same time I don't want to, you know, spend thousands of dollars on a 300 run of vinyls and then have to ship 300 individual vinyls. I don't know. And then I also have to think about packaging and stuff. And that's just like, I don't know, that's just so much work for one little me who just wants to like make more music, you know? Yeah, oh, Heavy, Desert Sand Feels Warm at Night is really good. I messaged him on Twitter and I said, hey, I like your music, and he responded um, and said thanks, so that's cool. um, I don't know more like, because he makes slush wave, and I think he makes like some of the best slush wave, so I haven't really gone digging for more. I'm sure there's like some really good stuff. More like vaporwave genres that I like are like signal wave, which there's a guy named International Telecom who makes like really good stuff. I like it. It's a very interesting genre. You have this type of audience where you can upload audio of an egg boiling and we will love it. I appreciate that. I'm glad that like I've made so much different weird like genres and stuff and tracks. Like like the song F71 off of On My Own is just like a field recording. And like I don't know, I'm glad you guys still enjoy it, if you do. Maybe you're here just to see what my crazy ass is doing. I can boil an egg. Should we do the egg boiling stream? That would be funny. All my stuff and albums come out of my own money, right? Yes, I think is the answer to that question. I have a job. Did you guys know that? I work. I actually just got off work because I work 4-day weeks, so I get Friday through Sunday off, and so it's the weekend, and so I'm streaming a little bit. How do I like my boiled eggs? I actually like them hard boiled. I don't like the inside to be like liquidy, cause I don't know, it just freaks me out. I've just always had my eggs hard boiled, where the inside, the yolk, is like it's like a ball of clay. Good to do music on the side because then you feel no pressure to survive off of it and make the best music for your own taste and enjoy the process. Yes, sir, that's exactly what we're trying to do. Yeah, I don't want to feel reliant on music because music has always been like a kind of side thing. It's always just been a hobby that I did. Um, and I think that's when you make the best music because if you're not reliant on it, then you can experiment more and try cool things. High carcinogens. I don't know if I don't remember. I don't remember all who's been here. I think there's a lot of new people here. Oh, what's up, Doxy? Yes, hello, hello. Yeah, I'm taking a hiatus from the server, by the way. Just for my own well-being. I might be back soon. But, uh... But yeah. Hello, Con Pearl. But yeah, just hanging out. I didn't have, like, a whole lot of, big announcements. Um, I just thought, like, since I haven't been super public lately, I might as well do a little stream. Something short, so that you guys know I'm still alive. Um, Still making music. I have a really uh, cool collab that I'm working on right now that I'm very excited about. And any new artists I've been listening to? You know what I did start doing actually is I started downloading music again. And I get it off Bandcamp or wherever and like download it to my phone instead of listening on Spotify like I used to. And it's made me really enjoy music a lot more recently. Um, I don't know what it is, but just like you know what it was is like Spotify shows you the numbers all over the place, even if you're just a listener. Like if you go to a page, it shows you how many people are listening to them monthly. If you go to like all, it shows their top songs and how many plays they have and stuff. And I think I got into this like this subconscious mindset where every time I went to somebody's page, even if the music was cool, I was like comparing myself to them. I feel like that was like really unhealthy. So once I started like just finding music, I would download it and then listen to it locally like as an MP3 file. That got rid of all of that and I stopped caring about like numbers and whatnot. And even my own numbers because I would just listen to my music locally as well instead of um, like through Spotify. So I think that's been a good change for me. But let me see what I've been listening to lately. Um, I was listening to Osamu Sato this morning. I was listening to his album Objectless, and Osamu Sato is the guy that made LSD Dream Emulator, if you know what that is. It's like a PS1 game. Um, that's awesome. And he actually made a bunch of games. He made games for like Windows 95 and stuff that were like point and click kind of Myst games. And Those are awesome as well. One of them is called Eastern Mind, The Lost Souls of Tong. I don't want to. Tong Now? Tong No? Um, it's just like this random point and click game that's just like. It's like LSD. It's just a. He based like a bunch of the stuff off of his dreams and like his friends' dreams, I think, like recordings of their dreams and stuff. And I don't know, I just find that stuff really, really cool. So one question. What is you advice for people who don't like their music? Um, uh, I don't know, because I just don't know why, like, if you don't like your music, well, there's two answers to that question. If you're like starting out and you don't like your music, then all you can do is just keep trying because that's just kind of how it is in the beginning. And like, but that's not normally how it goes in the beginning. In the beginning, like you're just happy that you like created anything at all. Um, for music production. So yeah, I don't know. I think um, if you're experienced, if like you've been making music for a while and then you stop liking what you're making, then it could be one thing where you're like you are comparing yourself to other people, and like maybe that's hindering you, but I don't know. It really is like a it's a deeper conversation than just like I don't like my music, what do I do? You know, it's like it's so contextual to what's going on with you and your creative process. So it's hard for me to give like a general answer for that, but you know, keep making music or don't make music anymore and go make something else. I think somebody else asked if I was doing more art, and I haven't really drawn anything as of late. That was a question from a while ago, but no, I don't think I have anything new. Yeah, I don't know. Do I post my drawing on the web? No, because it's just garbage. I haven't drawn in a while, honestly. I've been I kind of I work in phases, so I'll come back around to drawing and hit it again, but I think what happened was like I was just drawing random stuff with the brushes that you get with uh whatever that program is called. There's some app. I was just messing around with the brushes. And at some point I was like, well, I want to draw like shapes and humanoid shapes. And then I started doing the whole thing that I didn't want to, which is where I'm doing um like studies about like proportions and stuff, and like it just became like too much work and I got tired of it, and it kind of like killed my mood about drawing. So I'm going to come back around, I think, and just start messing with brushes and stuff again because I find that more fun. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of like just hanging out. let's see. I was reading your message, Biscub, about you got a MIDI and you're trying to get into music for a while, but you can't get into it because you compare yourself. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the problem is, so when you start making music, the people that you compare to yourself to are like your peers, like other people like you. Like the only people I talked to before I started making music was like people I went to school with, and none of them were making music. Um, and so when I started making music, like just the fact that I was making anything at all, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, and everybody that I showed it to also thought it was cool. Um, but if you're starting from zero and you're immediately comparing yourself to like people you listen to, um, then you shouldn't be doing that. Because just the fact that you're like making music at all is cool, even if it sounds like garbage. Well, I guess it doesn't sound like garbage, but it's not where you want it to be. I should have worded that better. But like it doesn't sound like it sounds like garbage to you, I guess. But I don't know. Just have fun with it. It's like it's you're just playing a video game when you make music. It's just fun. Just have fun with the sounds. I love you too, Omen. Do I have any tattoos? I don't. I've contemplated getting tattoos like a lot, but like a couple years later after I contemplated it and didn't get it, I'm like, "Oh, thank God I didn't get that tattoo." So I think I'm just going to stay like that and never get a tattoo. Hi Pluto. Hi Seraph. Welcome to the stream. This is the stream. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, just make it. And if you don't like making it, uh then don't. I also came at music from a very unique place though, because when I started making music, the reason that I got into it at all was because like one of my friends online was playing a song over their microphone. I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, I was like, "What is that song? It sounds good." And he was like, "Oh, it's something that I made." And I was like, "Damn, you can make music? That's crazy." And he told me about FL Studio, and I downloaded it, and I just started messing with it. When did I start? I think it was 15. I think it was 14 or 15. I was playing guitar before then, though, so that's not even what got me into like music, but it got me into like producing music and like arranging it and stuff. So I was never, comparing myself to other music makers. So I really don't know. It's got to be a little more difficult, I guess. Yeah, I think it's a little more difficult to maybe get into music now if you're listening to a bunch of underground artists like myself and whoever else who are just like these people who like make music in their bedrooms. Like it's a very unique thing nowadays. But because I didn't find out about the bedroom producers until later on, but it also wasn't popular because Spotify wasn't a thing. So I started making music, uploading it on SoundCloud. I guess SoundCloud was what we had instead of Spotify. And on SoundCloud, everybody's music kind of was like this mid grade back then. Yeah, that just making something that's polished bisque just comes with time. You just get better at it as you go. But just make music for yourself and have fun with it. And if you're not having fun and it's torturing you, then maybe you shouldn't torture yourself. Maybe you should do something that's fun. It's really awesome. Used to hate my singing voice years ago, but after a while I started feeling like I wasn't hearing my own voice anymore. Yeah, it's the same for me. The first song that I sang on was on Inanimate. I don't even know what that song is called anymore. Forget. I think that was the first song that I sang on Inanimate. And now I don't care. I just use auto tune and stuff, and it's great. You bold a strike while listening to Sojudo. Let's go. Embrace it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah, perfectionists have a hard time making music. My friend Miguel is a perfectionist about music, and so he just doesn't finish a lot unless I nudge him. But the stuff he does finish sounds really good, so I don't know. But for me, I don't really care. Like a lot of my mixes, I think, from a technical standpoint, are really bad. Um, but it doesn't bother me that my mix is bad because when I make a song, I'm more like kind of like going for an idea or something, or there's some kind of theme to the song. And like when I get there, I just I don't feel like working on it anymore. So that's why I work on songs and finish them in a day because like as soon as, I've finished it, then well, not that I finished it, but I've got it to a point that I like and I'm enjoying, then I'm just like, okay, whatever, export. I don't want to work on this anymore. Because I just enjoy like making more and more stuff, and that's probably why. Thank you, Seraph. Seraph, do I know you by another name, or is it just Seraph? And but yeah, it's as soon as I can hear the idea in the song, I let it go, and that's how it works for me. Um, where do I get the album art from? Uh, Always it's me, except for the Reaper, which was done by. Let me get his name. His name is Brent. Brett. Brett. It's Brett's. It's at Brett's Illustrations on Instagram. That's the only album artwork I think. Oh, and Lost Soundtrack. I'm sorry. That was done by Seaside, which is with C's and E's. All that info is on the Bandcamp page. Um, the rest of them, I no. Also, Love. The Love album was from Susan Strachan Johnson, uh, who is it's kind of interesting. I was like, I found the this quilt, this picture of this quilt on the artwork, um, Yeah, I found that picture of the quill online and I was like, damn, that's beautiful. I wish I could use that for artwork. Because when I made all of the songs, I was like looking at these pictures of quilts and uh, I saw this one and it resonated, right? And I was like, dang, how do I reach out? And I went to this website, which is like very, very old. It's like a really old website, and this lady who made the the art has like three different websites. So I was like, oh, they're never gonna reach out. But I like messaged them. They had like a contact, and I emailed them, and I was like, hey, I really want to use your artwork. Is it okay if I use it? And she got back to me, and she was like, she just said like, oh, that's awesome. Like, go ahead. And I was like, wow, really? And like I sent her the music and everything, and I was like, if you don't feel comfortable like with me using this for this music, then just let me know. But she was really on board, and she was very sweet. So I hope that lady has a is living wonderfully and she's healthy. Good album. I was really happy with Love. Okay. Dumb question, but is Christmas Song a Christmas song? Yes. Um, because the like, what is it? The audio that I recorded for Christmas Song on the Reaper is it was Christmas Day and I was in some hotel or something and I went on the balcony and just recorded that and it was like I think it was by the beach. I don't even remember what we were doing. Maybe that was a dream that I had and I just associated that dream with the audio. I don't know. It's forever a mystery, but it did have something to do with Christmas. Because I released the album on January 10th, which is my birthday, and that was like it was right before then that I recorded that. So yeah. Question about CRT: what does cutting cables with all my friends mean? Like actual cables or connections? My friends and I always talk and sometimes joke about it while listening to it. That was I mean that was the play on words, is that it's both, because my job at the time was doing like telephones, and so when I was in the military, I was doing telephone work, and um, we would have to go and do like cable wraps and stuff, and we would have to actually cut the cables and stuff. So it was just a play on words, I guess. Um, I mean, nothing. It's nothing against like, not that I'm breaking connections with those guys because those guys were awesome, but you know, it was just that was the play. Um, oh, I'm glad you liked Christmas Song. Sorry that you couldn't see your family. Yeah, COVID was crazy. I'm glad that's over. I don't know if that. I don't know. It seems like it's gone, all that stuff. Hmm. Flexed. Yeah. That's true. I remember I was so tired after I wrote this album because I did write the whole thing in a day. I forgot about that. Well, except for Love of My Life, I just threw that on there because it fit, and Unknown as well. And actually, okay, so the first five songs I wrote in a day. Nobody Here I started that day, but then I finished it the next day. And The Love of My Life and Unknown were made on other days. So it was a little bit of a lie. So I'm sorry for lying. I'm sorry for lying to you guys. But it is still kind of impressive that I wrote, you know, almost 6 of the songs on it in a day. I don't know why I was saying that. I was not trying to to flex about that or something. I think it's because that was the intention, because the reason I made the album was cuz we were doing the music making meltdown thing. And I was making a song for that. But then I was like, oh, this sounds good. Let me make more. And so I started making the song. But then, so it was like finished and I was just going to release that. But as I was releasing it, I was like, oh, well, maybe I should throw these songs on there too. So that's why it was in my head. Thank you, Pokey. Yeah, I think The Reaper is the most complete album because that's the only album. The reason I agree, not that it's my favorite album, but the reason why I like it is because it was the only album that I really had an idea for the whole thing, rather than just making individual songs that kind of sound like they're in the same tone or they're the same feeling. Like The Reaper, I knew that I wanted to start with acoustic music and just like let it die basically as the song went on. Or as the album went on. So yeah, it's probably The Reaper. That's probably my favorite uh album, I guess. But it's not uh the album with my favorite songs on it. Unwritten is so old. I like Unwritten. I like I like MU1 a lot actually. I like Blue Pants. Uh I don't know. I like them all. That's why I made them. But MU1 that's a good album. I love these songs so much. MU3 on the table? Absolutely. If I ever Yeah. Yep, yeah, definitely. Definitely on the table. I just need to get more pictures of my VHS tapes. But yeah, I mean I like all my music though, because it's fun to make. I really like On My Own. Um yeah, I like that one. Like I like it all. It's all fun to listen to. Except for my first stuff, I really can't listen to it anymore. Have you guys heard my first music? I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play my first song ever, actually. First song I ever made and exported. I still have it saved. Um, that dubstep stuff, I don't even know what this is, but we're just gonna take a listen, all right? And if you're not bobbing your head to this, then something's wrong with you. Those drums. Yeah. I told you I was like 14 or 15 when I made this. Oh, the in the Transgate. Bro, you guys don't know about citrus. Is it Fruity Citrus on FL Studio? Bringing the piano? You guys aren't ready for the drop on this. I can tell you that. It's gonna blow your mind. It's so crazy. That's so crazy that I have the like staccato strings. That's so crazy that I knew how to do that. I'm just now hearing that, but that's really impressive for young me. Sorry. All right, let's go. Yes. That synth is actually sick. Geometry Dash. Yes, dude, the Flash game type beat. You know what's amazing about that is that I actually uploaded some of these songs on Newgrounds a long time ago as well. Yeah, this is my first actual exported song. And a change-up. That's crazy. Yeah, no, this isn't even that bad. I guess I'm patting myself on the back, but yeah, this really is like... But again, I don't remember if I made music before this. Like, and it just never got exported. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that was 2013, so 10 years ago. That is really crazy listening to that back though, because like the staccato strings and the um the change up at the end and like the melody and everything was, I don't know. But again, I was like playing guitar and everything before that, so I had been making music. It was just the first thing that I actually exported in FL Studio. Yeah, we start somewhere. I think there was more. I mean, I have like so much music from like way back in the day. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you like that song. Yeah, that album was a while ago, and I actually don't know like so I put the release date on there as 2015. Yeah, never mind. No, that's right. That should be right anyway, because I don't think it was 2014. Whoa. You see, do I have any other bangers to show? Do I make music full time now? No, I have a job, but it's a really good job, so I'm able to get. I'm very lucky that I get a lot of free time to also make music. Um, hey, hold on, hold on. Sorry, I'm looking at like an old video that this is a song I never released. It's just a beat, but yes, I do work in IT. I do IT stuff, computer stuff, bunch of programming, bunch of IPs. Am I ever going to release uh what is that? Is that the Grief like clone song that I made? I think that is. If that's the Grief clone song, then no, because it's a Grief clone song. What happened with that, to explain myself, is I really liked that song by Grief, and I was looking for the sample because like a bunch of the samples he uses you just can't find anywhere. But I found it somewhere. Like I found the sample and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can recreate this. And I did it, and I like okay, see you, Seraph. No, Discord. Well, I mean there is a Discord server. I don't know anymore though, because I'm not a part of it anymore, at least right now. Kind of doing my own thing. Oh, what? No, 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 no. Do not, please. No, Grief's version is better. Grief's version is 100% better. What happened was I was like in the zone and I was making the song with the sample, and I thought I had changed it enough that it was like its own thing, and I was just gonna be like, oh yeah, I sampled this. But after I uploaded it and I listened to it the next day, I was like, oh, this is just like an exact copy. And somebody had said that in the comments as well, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't do this. So I just took it down. Yeah, so that was my bad. take full responsibility for that one. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I think I mean that's kind of what I was going for was I enjoyed the I mean that is just like a really great use of that sample. And so I was like I'm just gonna like change up the melody or whatever, make it more consistent and um like add softer drums onto it. But it was just like it was just the same thing. So but the Grief song is called Letting Go by Grief. So holy shit. Did you guys hear that? It was like lightning right outside my house. Okay. I just saw like a giant flash and then there was like a crashing sound in my room. Oh well. That would be crazy if there's a Grief song that samples me because I listen to Grief so much. I think that was a huge inspiration for all of the Help Me Out songs and just I guess just everything I've made. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. I feel like if I uploaded it again, I would have to I just don't even know what you can do, like because it's sampled, right? And I just put different drums over it, which is not like unheard of in like the lo-fi scene, but I feel like for that song specifically, like there's so much history behind it, and like people love Grief, so I don't know how I'd put that on there, but can I explain my 3-year-old clips on Twitch? Probably not. I think is it the ones with like me and Miguel? No, that would be 2020. What was I doing in 2020? Oh, it's Grief. It's spelled like this. He's just like a really old SoundCloud producer that's made some great tracks. The closing track on my album was inspired by Help Me Out. Well, that's really cool. I'm glad that, people are inspired by my music. I can't. I don't know how that happened. 5-year-old. Oh, 5-year-old clips on Twitch. I have no idea. It was probably um what is that, 2018? Maybe that was when Miguel. I have to know what's in the clip. I'm not looking at my Twitch page right now. I guess I could. Whatever. I have no idea. It's more thunder. I don't know if you know, there's a channel on YouTube called Alex Lassiter Archive Unofficial, which has a lot of your songs up. Yeah, I think that was by the same guy who helped me make this archive. If not, I don't think it's somebody who's like who's doing something bad. You know, if you want to archive my stuff, then go ahead because, you know, God knows I haven't done a good job of doing that, which I'm sorry. But I don't know. I wish it was easier. It's like when I'm going through all the steps on DistroKid to upload my album onto Spotify and everywhere, Apple Music, all those places, I'm like, it's so much pressure. Like, album art has to be this many pixels by this many pixels. It can't be blurry. Like, like man, this is like way too professional for me. Like, I enjoyed SoundCloud uploading because like your music didn't have to be consistent with itself. And I mean, it doesn't have to be, but you know, it's not like an album. You know, you just upload your single song and maybe people like it, maybe people don't. We're drinking out paper. I know what that clip is now. That was oh god. I don't know what I said in that clip. That was before me and a couple friends went and saw Goldie in Asheville, and that was a transformative night, to say the least. That was like such a mind blowing experience, but yeah, it was fun. And so we were all a little like, um, I don't know, we were a little turned up, and we just started streaming. Main way of finding the older songs because I don't go on SoundCloud. Yeah, I need to. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff that I need to put up somewhere. I would like to. I would. You know, my plan was once I got this archive together and I have it on like Google Drive now, was just to be like, all right, here you guys go, and then give the drive, and it has like everything that I've ever made. Oh, really? Huh. uh, the that was from on the end outro. The voices at the or the voice on the track is me, and what it was uh back in the day I would like record my thoughts on tape. Well, at first, here's how it started. So I wanted to like remember my dreams that I was having because I thought they were cool, and I just wanted to write them down somewhere like a dream journal. But when I started writing them, it was like it's so much work. Like if I would wake up in the middle of the night a lot, and I would have these awesome dreams that I'm like, I have to write that down. That was amazing. But like I'm so tired. So it's like so much work to get out a pen and paper and start writing stuff down. It's like super slow. So I had a tape deck next to my bed, and I would just like click it and and like just start speaking and remember the dream that way, which was a lot better because I could remember things and like say things faster. Um, and that kind of turned into me recording. Um, that's actually what the clip on Tandre is on this song, Missing Bone. Like there's a cut. Yeah, so that was me like remembering a dream that I had. I just woke up and said that. And so me doing that, I started realizing I could just record whatever. And so I recorded just like my day as well. And eventually that just kind of led into me talking. And so I would record it on tape, and I started running out of tape, so I sent it over to digital, and I just got a cut of that for the end outro on Growing Up. But yeah, Macroblank does that. He has a drive link with like all of his shit. That's cool. Macroblank seems like a really cool dude. I respect anybody who's just like, here's all the music. I'd love to hear. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna start recording. Do it. It's fun. You have problems with Entendre because it reminds you of childhood trauma. That was not. That wasn't the intended result, my friend. I'm sorry that that is the case. I like this song though. I think this song sounds like really, really modern. What means pedal groups? Um, that's another song or album I should upload. Let me hear that. Off of Untitled. Wait, is it not archived? Oh no. Hell yeah. I love this album. FSKS is very good, but he disappeared and I have no idea where he went. But I really love this album. I'm glad we did this before the disappearance. On my old SP404, I have like a sticker. It's the only sticker on it, but it says if you find Chris, tell him we miss him, and that's in reference to him. But I don't know. Pedal Groups is just a title. Oh, the song that just played, I played Under the Tree off of Entendre. Yeah, Signalis is cool. I appreciate what they did. The only thing that bugged me about Signalis video game um, was that I've played Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 and 4. And the problem with it is that it's just like it's kind of one-to-one Silent Hill. Like the gameplay is different, but all of the little things are like when you go to a save point it turns red. The story is has a lot of similar keynotes from what I saw. So I just kind of I don't know. It wasn't because of that that I stopped playing. That's just like one of the pet peeves I have is I wish they went a little more original instead of like callbacks to Silent Hill. But still good. I just never finished it because I'm bad at finishing games. It's Momo. What does Pedal Groups Part 2 sound like? And I wonder why. Wait, what was that off of? Sound On My Own, right? Yeah. Thank you, Biscub, and thank you, Con Pearl. How do we go from my leg to I can't forget about the oil spill? It's actually I can't stop thinking about the oil spill. But I don't know. Lately I've just kind of I mean it's just part of the creative process. Like I can't tell you why I made the song like this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I name it something and it's not something else. I mean, it's different for every song. Like the reason I named On It is because I say on it in On It. I named For an ENT because For an ENT sounds a little alien, and I thought the track sounded pretty alien. Korean television is named Korean television because I say Korean television. I don't know. Just name it. I name it whatever I'm feeling. I love this song. I don't think enough people love this song because I love this song. This is one of my favorite things that I've made recently. See ya, Biscuit. Have a good night. The magnum opus of Lucas Enoch. That actually does have a reason, a pretty good one too. God, I love this song. Okay. The reason that I named it. Sorry, the song is too good. I gotta pause it. Okay, so the um the reason I named it the magnum opus of Lucas Enoch is because um Lucas Enoch is not a real person. Lucas Enoch is not somebody that you can find or look up. It's just somebody that I made up. And the reason I did that is because I was thinking about like what is the greatest thing that somebody that nobody will ever know really is going to do, and like what is their magnum opus going to be, you know? Um and I was thinking like it's just like there's so much, like we live in 2023 where we're connected to the internet and we think like we go on YouTube, we could search for anything and find anything, right? But you can never actually know everything that there is. And so maybe there's a Lucas Enoch that's just, I don't know, likes piano on the side but doesn't really go on the internet, doesn't upload anything, and like writes a piece, a piano piece that's like the most beautiful thing in the world. And then something happens and that piece gets lost, right? And nobody would ever know about that. Um, but that was that guy's magnum opus. And then after he passes, then there's there's no recollection of that even happening. So it's just a whole combination of things, I guess. Like I was just thinking about like how much beautiful shit there probably is that you'll just never find out about, because even considering all the stuff on the internet, you can't, like there's probably something on the internet that I would just absolutely love, that would be my favorite thing ever, and I might not ever find it. Um and I guess this is kind of like drifting away from Lucas Enoch, but it's just it's that idea, if that makes sense, that there are people in the world that we will never know about who might make the most beautiful thing that we would ever like think of or be able to witness, um but we'll never be able to because they're invisible to us, because we can never know everything. There's probably a lot of that. But yeah, that's why I named it that. Yeah, with cinema too, there's probably a ton of movies that I would watch that I would love, but um I just don't have time. Like we only have so much time to like listen to so much music and watch so many movies and look at artwork, and on top of that, like make music and make movies and make artwork. Um it's like there's just not enough time to like indulge in everything. And that's not something to be existential about, right? It's not something to be like, woe is me, but more like, isn't that awesome? Isn't that amazing that like there's so much like beautiful stuff that exists and so much potential for more beautiful stuff to exist, and like life is just full of like all these incredible moments. you know? And it's not just in like with moments, it's not just art either. Like it can be a moment that you just have with your family that's like really beautiful. Like I went and saw my extended family recently that I hadn't seen in years or whatever, and I was just like, man, I'm so lucky to like to be alive and have this experience and be here right now when I was there. And yeah, that kind of stuff just gets me emotional. I love that. Anyway, back to this banger. Damn, I love this one so much. Thank you, Pearl. Yeah, sorry I get existential and stuff, but that's I could just go on rants about that stuff all day. Yeah, I love that song. What other songs? Return to Zilch. Yeah, this one rocks. Your music. I'm glad you like it that much. J Swags. I can go on more. I can go on more existential rants, Dab Dan. Yeah, what does it mean is that's a tough song for me. There's a lot of emotions in that song. That's like a real song. Like I make a lot of joke songs mixed in with my real stuff. But that one's definitely a very real one for me. So I don't know. Because it has like that emotional connection, I don't know if I can just keep making music like that. This whole album was just like a very weird trip for me. Like it was really difficult to finish this album. Like almost every song on the album has some like emotional resonance to it. No, not that you can't. You can enjoy the joke songs. I'm just saying like for me it probably just doesn't have the emotional weight that a song like What Does It Mean does to me. Although that the new collab that I'm working on does have like I think it's pretty heavy. But I won't spoil that because it's gonna be really cool when it comes out. I kind of destroyed this break. Also, yeah, working on New Flying Children. We're working on an album, so get excited for that. Like a whole bunch of flying children that you've never heard before. It's gonna be really good. All like ambient stuff, granular. It's gonna be very good. I'm really happy with how that's turning out. As You Are, Surratt. Let me listen to that one. I remember really liking the sample on this one. Introduction to Sunday School is dead. Super dead. Very dead. It was never anything to begin with, really. It's kind of just a throwaway account for like some acoustic stuff I made. But I do have like a pretty big collection of acoustic stuff I've made, but I don't know, I'm not like into that kind of music anymore, so it would be very hard for me to push myself to release that. Because it's just kind of like, you know. Pearl, this one is a SoundCloud song under a different account called Flying Children, which is like a collaboration project between me and my friend Miguel. Yeah, that's my vocals in this. No problem. Yeah, Celorak. FKA Celorak. I don't think he's gonna come back as Celorak. Yeah, it's me. Actually, I have the original sample somewhere. Let me see if I can get it. Alright, it's very good, very good. Hold on, I don't want this to be too loud, so give me a second. I really need to not use VLC Player as like my music player on my computer. It takes years to open up. Okay, we're good. This is the original sample. Yeah, so that is me. And then it turned into this. Yeah, it's really good. Miguel is my favorite producer. I have no bias because he's like one of my best friends. This You think feedback is important for music making, or is it better to just release when you feel it's good to go? Release when it's good to go. Unless you're making music for money. In which case, yeah, you should get some feedback and do what people like, but if you're making music for yourself like me, then I would just say release it when it's good to go. When you think it's good, just put it out, because it doesn't matter, because it's not for other people, you know? Like, I enjoy when other people listen to my music, and they, when they listen to it and they enjoy my music, I think that's awesome, and I'm really happy that they do that. And thanks to Spotify, I don't have to like feel super self-conscious about like pricing my albums a certain way or something. And so I'm able to make money, and all I'm really doing is just making my music more accessible, thanks to like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. So I can kind of do both, which is awesome. But I don't know, at the end of the day, it's just making music for art's sake, you know? That's really cool, Pokey, that you and your friends do that. And yes, I love to collaborate. It's very fun. Thank you, carcinogens. Yeah, I don't know. For vocals, I normally use my vocals as more of an instrument. And so it doesn't always seem appropriate for every track. And I think if I tried to force myself to use my voice on every track, then it would kind of limit myself and my creativity. But I don't know, hopefully. Yeah, it would be cool. I do like my songs with vocals a lot, because I like singing with them afterwards. Yeah, hopefully if this vinyl release does well, we can do more. I might see if we can do like a 1997 run, or a Reaper, or MU1, which I would really love to have on vinyl, but it's not my choice, so. Because pressing vinyls and like going through that whole process actually is, while I do find it really cool and I enjoy having my own vinyl, there is, since there's an investment there for like the label, it is for, you do have to make some money, so that would be more based on what people want. Yeah, hopefully, Pokey. I would love to like, oh man, like do some clothes, some threads, but it's just that's a whole different thing entirely. I don't have the energy to do that. Like every time I think like, oh, it'd be so cool to do that, I always think like, yeah, but that's taking time away from me just making more music. I'm like, yeah. But we should, I don't know, I should really connect with somebody. If anybody knows anybody that would like to do just some basic like my albums on t-shirts and stuff, or even better, like little pins or something, let me know because I would love some help with that. My DMs on Twitter are always open, and I always try to respond, especially lately. I know I've been kind of maybe infamous for not responding on anything, but on Twitter I've been reading everything lately, so. The Alex sneakers. That would be awesome. That would be amazing if it had like, what would I even do? I do like some Air Force Ones with a with Air Force One style, some lows with uh what is it where you like use thread to like stitch in a design? Forget what that's called. But like put a little design of the 1997 cover house, which is my house. That would be that would be really cool. Embroider. Thank you, thank you. Oh, what's up, Blake? That would go hard. My baby pictures. Yeah, it's a shame I don't have like a cool ass logo like Aphex Twin that I could just like throw everywhere. But could probably do that the hand picture that I have that I still have on SoundCloud. That's been there forever. That's like always been my icon. So could get that going. That'd be like subtle and cool. Alex Pro ones. The Sojita art. Do you want to see if I'm signed into? I'm not, but oh, can we get in? I actually did make a Sojita shirt, and I have two of them. Let me see if I can just pull it up. Yes. I just made it on. I just like pasted a picture that I made of Sojita on a T-shirt. Basically, it's just a square. Well, I want to get the white one. The okay, it's this. All right, how do I do this? Studio mode. I have to put something on screen. So I studio mode and then do this. Sure, that's probably fine. Okay. This is the shirt. Let me make it bigger. You can't even really see it, but that's the design. See these happy folk. This could be you. Me smiling, drinking my orange monster, I think. Monster is mid, that's why I don't drink it anymore. It's just average Sojita enjoyers. Thank you, thank you. Can't stop thinking about the oil spill. Thank you. I love the Sojita albums a lot. And I'm glad you like that one because that was one that I was really happy with. That would be cool, actually. Just like a Monster Sunrise, but it's like a low poly 3D version of the can, and the texture is all pixelated. That would go hard. Or a Red Bull, or any of them. Put me on the marketing teams for these companies making like clothes. I'll put out some dope designs. I promise. I know what the people want. They want low poly 3D models on shirts. Also, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Fiji water. It really tastes like chlorine or something, like pool water. Any pool water enjoyers in chat? Those are Bjork vocals, by the way. Hey, if you guys have music that I should listen to, please recommend, because I'm down to like check out some cool tunes. And also, I don't get paid for these streams, so I don't think I'm limited in what I can listen to. Or maybe that's not true. I don't know. Is it against the rules to listen to music? Like in a reactionary way, right? Like, I don't know if that would... Not checking out Grayson Beats. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Blake. I gotta mod you, Blake. I already listened to Giant Claw, so you can't get me with that. But Giant Claw is great. I agree. You go, fat mod. You can listen to music, but if it's copyright ID, then VOD will get muted. Okay, so the VOD, listening to it afterwards, will get muted. Does that mean I can't download... Because I think YouTube handles it differently, where they just like they just say that this music is in the video and that person gets money. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just check it out anyway. If Giant Claw wants to have a talk, then I would be more than happy to talk to Giant Claw. Have I heard Mercam Startup? Yes. Oh, this album is so good. I listened to this album very recently, actually, on the flight back from Korea. I'll figure out something, Twill. I'll send you the shirt. Doesn't have content ID. I know you'll be fine. This guy's crazy. I don't know how you make this. Also, hell yeah, jazz enjoyers. I love jazz. This is too crazy. This is like some real ADHD music because like I can't focus when I'm listening to this. It's like fully on the music, like what's happening. This album is just an experience. I do know some. Let me look up. I listened to some really good jazz recently, actually. It's Nala Cinefro Space 1.8 is the album. This seems kind of official, so maybe VOD mute, but I don't really care. This album is so good. This doesn't sound very jazzy, right? But it's because there's a lot of mix. There's jazz, and then there's a bunch of just synth stuff like this, which it all sounds so beautiful, so pretty. What's up, Tinkrin? Coltrane is great. I like Bill Evans a lot. You said, what's Yule with Korea? Do you have family there or anything? Yes, I do have family there now because I got married in Korea, and then my extended family is from Korea. They're all Koreans, so that's where I was when I was in the military. I was in Korea. Do I speak Korean? I'm trying really hard to learn. I was doing really well when I was there this time. But it's a really hard language to learn as like a native English speaker. So I'm not like very fluent or whatever, but I can say little things here and there, and you know, I can get by. It's funny, there was a Korean article actually that talked about my music, and because I'm so like I don't really I don't talk a lot on like my information just really isn't available. They thought that I was Korean, so they said that like they were like this awesome Korean producer, and I felt really bad because I was like, no. I guess kind of, but I mean, I've spent 5 years of my life in Korea, so and that's a good chunk, but I don't think that makes me Korean. Yeah, at least they're seeing me as family. I have a lot of Korean friends. Do you guys know who Ocean from the Blue is? He's like kind of uh, him or a Soul Child. They're both like a like kind of R&B, lo-fi um, uh, artists, and I met them when I was in Korea. And like Ocean from the Blue is huge now. It's crazy. But I messaged him recently. Actually, I was like, if you're ever nearby, let's meet up. He got back to me. It's really crazy how that happens. Here's the more jazz stuff off of this album. It's just like yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, this album is so good. Let me see. Do you guys know Andrew Peckler? Check out that album, by the way. Nala Cinefro, Space 1.8 is so good. Do you guys know Andrew Peckler? Yeah, go for it. Double arm. I'll take a listen. Yo, have a good time at prom, Boki. Also, I gotta go soon because I'm really tired, and my wife is probably like, where is he? What is he doing? He's with those internet boys, isn't he? I'm like, yes, I'm with the internet boys. Andrew Peckler is cool. Does a lot of like very experimental like noise and synth stuff. The internet homies. This kind of stuff is awesome though. The Andrew Peckler, this is sounds from Phantom Islands, and the whole album is based around. Give me a second to explain. Back when they were charting maps around the globe, there were it wasn't super accurate because they didn't have like GPS or satellite imagery, right? So all they had to go off of was the explorers that went out. They would be like, "Oh, there's an island here," or "There's one here. This is kind of what it looks like," and then they would chart the maps like that. I'm sure it was a little more technical. Like I don't think they were just like there's definitely an island there. But there was because of that cartographers, yeah, that's the word for it. They would they would say that they saw islands in these places uh, back in the day, right? Back in the good old days of cartography. And the islands where they mention them and they put them and they were on all these old maps now don't exist. So if they have there's like an island called Sandy Island, Aurora, Los Jardines, High Brazil. Those are all islands that didn't actually exist, but they were mapped out on charts. And so for this album by Andrew Peckler, he took a bunch of those islands, which are called Phantom Islands, and he made music and sounds that he envisioned kind of sounded like what he envisioned those islands might feel like or something, you know? It's just music for those Phantom Islands. I thought that was really cool. Also, I'm gonna get to this double arm. Thank you, Doxy. Yeah, I'll probably be back soon. Just taking a little hiatus, so I needed to focus on stuff. But feeling good lately. Feeling great. I love that synth. Thank you. Janess Rogus? I don't know how to say that, but thank you. I do, I really enjoy music, so I get excited when I talk about it. Isn't that awesome? This album is just so cool. And all of Andrew Peckler's stuff is really great. We do be loving music. Let me listen to this double arm. Washing away all comparisons to Andrew Peckler and everybody else, because this is fresh, this is new. Let's listen. I like the visualizer that's going along with this. Yeah, this is great. Do I know you as somebody else, Double Arm? Because you're modded. So I feel like maybe I know you under a different name. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, this is lovely. I like the cassette tape like lags. Yeah, I remember. I'd like to do MMM again, but it's a lot of work, honestly. And but if I did it again, I think I would get rid of the ratings entirely because it felt a little sour. Like if I had to give somebody like a bad rating, like I don't want to give anybody a bad rating. So especially for music, like if it was something funny, then yeah, we could do scores. But like like looking back on it, I'm like I'm in no position to like say if this is good or bad. Like I just enjoy listening to music. So maybe I would say what my favorite one was, but I don't know. Even then, it's like maybe not. I mean, I guess I could mention it, but it wouldn't mean anything because like the I don't want people like when they're doing MMM and they're being inspired by this picture or something to be like, "Oh, I want to make the song that Alex is going to say is his favorite or something." You know, I just want people to like be fully creative in whatever they want to do. Ever thought about creating a video game soundtrack? Every day of my life. But the problem with doing that is that video games are really, really hard to make, and the music is kind of the last thing that really needs to get made for a video game. Like, that'd be really awesome. I would love to do that. If somebody had a game that seemed like it would actually get finished and they wanted me to make music for it, 100% I'd be on board. But it's just really hard. No, not Rip Conveni. That's still happening. It's just taking a hiatus. Yeah, video games are like everything. I think indie devs are like the most like insane people. Like you have to be so crazy uh to make a video game. Like Toby Fox, how he made Undertale is is just out of this world for me. I guess it's like I mean, if I spent all of my time like from me making my first album to me making my most recent album, if all of that time was spent on me designing and developing one game, then maybe I would end up with something like Undertale. But like, I mean, not on the same level as Undertale because that game is huge. But I'm just saying like maybe I could get out a similar product with the same amount of content. Um, but I can't imagine myself saying passionate about something for that long. Like that's 10 years of your life or something. I don't know if he spent 10 years on it. I don't know how long he spent on it, but just even years, like I change every year. And I'm just like a completely different person now than I was last year, the year before that. So I can't imagine being so confident in myself right now that I'm going to be super passionate about this thing that I'm making a couple years in advance. And also, you're spending all of that time without any real, like, um, I know feedback isn't really important, but feedback is motivating in some ways, and especially like if you're a game dev, I feel like because when you're making a game and you're spending that much time on something, you probably do want a little bit of return on that time investment. Um, but I don't know. There's this guy I was talking to. His name is, and actually this would be really awesome if you guys could go check this guy out because I love him. He's amazing. His name is Mr. Goober. um, and he's working on a game right now. And I talked to him a little bit just about game dev stuff because I joined this public Discord and we talked and like he showed me some of his stuff and it was like just super interesting. Like he's a really, really smart guy. Undertale took over 2.5 years. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine dedicating my life for that long. Spent 4 years on my last album and I started to loathe it so much at the end. Yeah, yeah. That seems like a normal reaction. Anyway, back to my friend Mr. Goober. He's just like a genius about everything. Like he programs his games raw from C and like messes with Pico 8 a lot, which is really funny because I think he messes with Pico 8 because it limits him and that helps him, but he's just like a genius, like super computer whiz. This is his website, uh, which is a little bit scary, but I think it's because he's hosting it's himself. Um, but yeah, I'll probably update you guys whenever his game comes out because I don't know, I love the guy and I hope he does really well because he's really smart and uh the stuff he does is like really cool and fascinating to me. He was trying to teach me how to like program in C and Lua and stuff. He's a really cool guy. But this is International Telecom. Let me refresh this. This is album Cablevision. I don't know how they make their music, but yeah. Yes, Pico 8 is amazing. The only thing about Pico 8 to remember is that it is um, the thing that kept me away from it is that if I made a game, even a small game like a Pico 8 game, I would want to incorporate my own music. But um, the what is it? On Pico 8 you can't do that. You can't just throw an MP3 in. You have to actually use their sound system, which is really cool. They have like a tracker and everything, but it's a little too much for me. So so that's but if you yeah. So Pico 8 is like that. A couple other things I tried was like um if you know Lua, which is like the easiest programming language to learn, you can try Love 2D, which is a framework for programming. It's not an all-in-one thing like uh Pico, but it's still really good for like making small games and the programming is like super simple in Lua. I'm trying to see. Oh, there was one thing that I used that was really cool. Oh, Micro Studio. Yeah, Micro Studio is a little thing that you can download off of itch.io, and that is an all-in-one programming thing that has like a drawing thing in it, and you can drop your own MP3s into it. the programming language is super simple. And I think you can use like Python and other stuff if you know that already. But the only problem with that one is that it's kind of new and still being worked on. So I don't know how expansive it actually is for like how big you want your game to be. I don't know if anything huge has been made with it, but it's a lot more simple than like Godot, which is a step up if you just want to try making small stuff. But yeah, enough of my ventures into game dev. Oh man. Yeah, Godot is super scary. It's like when I first got into Godot, it was really cool because everything was there. But yeah, there's a lot more. There's like just so much stuff that you can do with it, and it's not intuitive as somebody coming from like raw programming to game to Godot. But I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people who listen to music aren't also interested in game dev. But it's like a complicated, super complicated field. So all that to say, like Toby Fox is a genius. And everybody else who makes games from scratch like that. And I would love to make music for a video game, but it's not really feasible. I almost feel like if you put that much effort into a game, then you deserve to make the music for it. Because making the music is like the fun part. You know, that when you're making a movie, the fun part isn't like editing the footage down to correct timestamps and stuff. It's like the creative process of doing it. All right, how long has the stream been going? I think I need to end this. We're 20 minutes over 2 hours. I think that's a decent length. So, do I have a beautiful song? Um, Actually, I could play like an unreleased Flying Children thing. That'd be good. Which one? Do this. That's crazy. Heart Machine got Disaster Piece. That's really cool. Okay, guys. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for hanging out. I will try to stream more, maybe. I like this format of streaming a lot more, like just talking. It's really good. But yeah. Have a really good weekend. Happy Friday tomorrow. Everybody go see Barbie. Everybody go see Oppenheimer. Get it done. Do the work. Make more awesome music and stuff. Yes, thank you. Thank you all. You guys are dope. Yes, sir. Barbie tomorrow for me, and then Oppenheimer. So, we'll talk about it later. Alright. Later, guys. Bye.